Hello again. This will be the second or third lecture, depending on how you count them, on a rhetorical situation and genre. This lecture will go over conventions, timeliness, voice, and implied benefits, and how you may use those to do your own genre analysis when you have to write the assignment. So, first of all, let's think about conventions. All genres have conventions, right? There's sort of a set of agreed upon rules that each genre has. So when you look at a greeting card, or you look at a wedding invitation, or you look at a memo, or you look at something like even like a Facebook post or a Twitter post, like each one of these kinds of genres have a specific form or specific rules or specific conventions that they all follow, which make them kind of recognizable, right? The conventions are kind of the umbrella that sit over the genres, right? The conventions are the rules or the binding factors, the sort of the connective tissue that makes a genre, right? So when you look at something like, oh, I don't know, when you look at an academic essay, like there's certain things that all academic essays have, and it has to have those things to be considered an academic essay, right? Those would be the conventions. But really, conventions are just the generally agreed upon practices or rules that writers should pay attention to when they compose a text. Uh, in your own genre analysis, when you are examining the assignment that you did for a past class, think about what genre you were writing in or what genre you're working in, whether it be a lab report, maybe poetry, fiction writing, maybe some sort of proposal writing for business, right? If you're not talking about writing, if you're talking about some other assignment, maybe you were working in, composing music in a certain specific mode, or you were supposed to paint or sculpt something in a certain artistic kind of style, right? No matter what assignment you're doing, that assignment is going to be in a genre, and that genre is going to have certain conventions. So think about what are the conventions of the genre that you were working in for that particular assignment, and what are the rules of that genre, and are you following them, or are there points where you're breaking them or kind of straying far away from them? So think about that when you are analyzing your own assignment for the genre analysis. Next, we have timeliness. So, really, oh, sorry. Every act of communication takes place in a specific time frame, right? So it's important to think about how we kind of form or tailor our communications for specific times. And all I mean by that is, so when you're, again, I'll go back to the wedding invitation, right? The wedding invitation is a certain time, is a certain occasion that calls for a specific kind of communication, right? So you go to a specific genre in order to kind of meet the demands of that specific occasion or of that specific time. And when it comes to an assignment, think about, for the timeliness of an assignment, think about if there are any, maybe in business, maybe there's some sort of like trendy business lingo or trendy business idea that you really wanted to use in your assignment. That would be a kind of timeliness, right? Like using a certain idea or incorporating things into an assignment or into a piece of writing or into a piece of communication that are really there because that piece of writing or that piece of communication occurs at a specific moment of time. So anytime that you either use specific language because that language is timely or contemporary, or it's the kind of language that's used right now in the field, that would be an example of timeliness. Or maybe you're working on an art project and the art project was meant to be very cutting edge, right? And so you were doing all these specific things in the art project to make it very contemporary. That would be an example of timeliness, or using certain I guess, or putting certain things into your work or into your active communication that are there because that active communication is taking place at a specific moment of time, right? That's timeliness. Voice and tone. So every kind of writing or really every act of communication, so that can be painting or even artistic or musical stuff, has a kind of certain voice or a certain tone. And that voice or tone is going to hint at what the writers or creators' kind of feelings or attitudes toward their topic are, right? So, for example, if a writer is really passionate about a topic, their writing is going to be very excited. So when you read that writing, you will sort of get that same excited feeling. And through that writing, you'll be able to tell that, oh, based on the voice or tone of this writer, this writing, this writer feels this way about this topic. When you're doing your own genre analysis, think about how, and even going back to Bartholomew, right? Bartholomew talks about how student writers many times appropriate or kind of try on this kind of academic voice or tone for their writing that they're still kind of trying to wrestle with, trying to figure out, right? So in your own writing, in your own assignment that you're analyzing for the genre analysis, do you see yourself maybe using a certain voice or tone because you feel like it's the kind of voice or tone that that genre calls for? And in your assignment, give me specific examples, right? Give me some quotes where you say, oh, well, look at the sentence I write here, and look at the language I use, and you can tell based on the language I use, it has this kind of certain tone, or it's written in this sort of voice. And you can tell based on that it's this sort of genre, or that it's this sort of assignment, right? So by paying attention to voice or tone, it gives you a sense of not only how the writer feels about the topic, but really what genre is the writing in, or what genre is whatever thing you're looking at in, because every genre has its own even specific voice or tone, right? So the tone or the way a horror movie feels is very different than the tone of a romance movie, right? They feel differently. They have different voices in the broadest sense, right? They have different tones. And it's the same with writing or really any act of communication or any kind of thing that fits into a genre. All genres kind of have voices or tones, or all acts of communications have voices or tone. And if you pay attention to it, if you look closely at the words used, or the way the words are used, that sort of thing, it'll be able to tell you how a writer or how a creator feels about the thing that they created. Last but not least, we have implied benefits. So when we work in a specific genre, we usually don't do so for no reason, right? We do it because the genre that we pick benefits us in some way. The genre that we pick when we do an assignment or when we sort of engage in an act of communication gives us something that other genres don't, right? Like it offers tools that other genres don't offer that we need for whatever active communication or whatever rhetorical situation that we sort of find ourselves in, right? So when you look at your assignment for your genre analysis, what are the benefits of the genre that you're working in? Why is that assignment in the particular genre that it's in? What are the benefits of that genre? So going back to maybe the lab report. The lab report is sort of structured or formatted the way it is because it's sort of, the implied benefits are it's the best way to get information across, right? Because science is about, getting out objective information in the best way, the clearest way possible. So the lab report is formatted in a way that facilitates that. It's made to, one of the benefits of the lab report is the way that it sort of presents information in a straightforward, very clear way, right? One of the implied benefits of something like an email or a text message even is the fact that it can be abbreviated, that it's not face-to-face. So a lot of the times maybe you've had this situation where you don't want to talk to somebody, actually with your voice, so you text them, speak of the devil, I just got a text right now. That wasn't planned, by the way. But sometimes, you won't want to talk to someone. You'll want to use a different genre besides the telephone call or the voice or whatever. So what you'll do is you'll use a text message, right? Because the text message has a benefit that the telephone call doesn't, right? So think about what are the benefits of the genre that you're working in, and, why why are you working in that genre, right? What do the benefits have to offer you, or what does that genre have to offer you that other genres don't? So hopefully this series of lectures have given you something to think about when you work with your own genre analysis. But if you need some more help or have any more questions, feel free to Skype with me or post to the discussion board, and I can definitely help you out with that. But happy writing!